You are now listening to the Full Sport Press podcast, featuring hosts Jay Hove, Jeff, and Weezy. Please enjoy the show.
Cool. Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back and some of you for the first time to the Full Sport Press podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I am Jay Ho.
It's your boy Big Joe.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What up, man? What's going on?
How's everybody's week this week, fellas?
Week was pretty good.
Yep.
Okay. Pretty good, man.
For sure.
Every day getting a day closer, but week pretty good.
For sure, most definitely. Jeff, what about you?
Hey, you already know cameras always on.
Cameras always on, man. Cameraman, how are you, brother? It's
up.
episode 271, right? 271, man. We are analyzing the 2019 NBA Draft Lottery winners and losers.
FSP style, baby.
Always FSP style.
You better damn know it, and you better damn believe it. Let's kick it off, man. Best of the week. What's the best of the week, Weezy?
Best of the week for me was I got a positive phone call this week, man, from good friends, man.
Okay.
Just let me know how it's gonna be.
Right.
What I mean, just a good phone call.
Good phone call.
Good positive. Good phone call, man.
Good. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. For
Actually,
sure.
I got a couple of them.
Yeah.
Good phone call, man.
Okay. All right.
Good friends is always good to have.
All
man.
right.
For sure. Now, for sure. Keep you on your A game.
For sure.
Most definitely.
Nothing
Most
wrong with
definitely.
that.
For sure. What about you, Jeff? What's your best of the week, brother?
Man, Dirk Nowitzki, man. He out here living.
That's right.
Dirk said he eating ice cream every day.
Yeah.
He's gained 15 pounds since the end of the season.
I don't blame. Dirk. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Dirk
15
out here-
pounds to the good.
Right? He out here living, man.
Yeah.
You know?
15.
Enjoy your retirement, Dirk.
Sure, most definitely. My best of the week is Shaq, standing at 6'2". Zach Keith, a kid that wears a size 18 shoe. That he's an 8th grader.
6'2".
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, size 18. Yeah. So it was a struggle for his mother, Brittany Keith, to pay for his expensive shoes that he wore. So
course.
CBS arranged for Shaq to meet the family at Freeman's store, his go-to plus-size dress shoe store.
Nice.
So Shaq bought the young teen 10 pairs of shoes that day, making sure that both he and his mom were set as far as his footwear needs, man. Shout out to Shaq for
Shout out
that,
to
man.
Shaq, man.
Most definitely.
18, size 18.
Size 18 at the age of what? 13?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
13.
crazy.
Yeah, I'll be pissed, man. My kid. For sure.
That's nuts.
That's a
man.
deal.
Yeah, that's a big dog deal, for sure. What's your worst of the week, Weezy?
My worst of the week, man, was the Snapchat filter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting on my nerves,
nasty.
man. I'm not even on Snapchat and it's bothering me, man.
Yeah, Snapchat's trying to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And I think this did it for the month of May.
Yeah, but they
They're fighting.
Yeah, they
They
fight.
got their hands up, but
Yeah.
it's making it rough on us, man.
Yeah. No, it is. That's tough to watch. For
Yeah, it's
sure.
rough.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Joe?
man, it's been a tough week in wrestling, man. Ric Flair went to the hospital this week.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Ashley Massaro.
Yeah, what happened to her?
They're ruling out anything criminal.
Okay.
But-
so that's always good.
Yeah, so it's
Positive.
definitely positive. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Yep.
And then Silver King. Y'all may not be familiar with Silver King. He
I'm
was
not.
popular in the late '90s, early 2000s on WCW.
Yeah.
He actually passed away in the ring over the weekend.
Damn.
It was a horrible situation, man. I actually saw the video, didn't want to see the video, but I didn't believe what the guy was telling me, what
Right.
really transpired. And when you see the video, it's like, man, they really could have saved that man's life if they really would have
Yeah.
anything.
Executed
Any-
CPR the right way.
Anything. They
Anything.
literally did nothing. Thought he
Yeah,
was a
that's
part.
crazy.
Thought it was a part of the
The
script,
yeah.
and then it wasn't. He literally was dying in
Damn.
front of the. He died on a 3 count, and
Why would you laugh at that?
No, I'm thinking about something else, but I ain't laughing at that.
yeah, so it was tough to watch, and man, definitely been a rough week. So yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Tough. My worst of the week is Tyreek Evans. Got dismissed and disqualified. How you get dismissed and disqualified? For sure. From the NBA for 2 calendar years for violating the league's anti-drug program. Now, the list of drugs include amphetamines, benzos, cocaine, LSD, and opiates. Now, with the actual what is it, the CBA,
Yeah.
they can't announce what drugs he tested positive for, but those are the list of drugs that could warrant a 2-year suspension. The last player suspended under this policy was O.J. Mayo in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
And his cleared this year, and he never played and will never play in the NBA again, man. So I hate that for O.J. and I also hate it for Tyreek Evans as well. 10-year vet, man.
Yeah.
To go out like that, man, it's tough.
I just can't see a team taking a chance on Tyreek.
Not in 2 years. At 31 years old, not playing for 2 years. Come on, man.
So
That's
big
crazy.
rebound.
Yeah.
I don't even think he can play in the big. He probably can play in the big.
After the 2 years.
After
he
the
can
2
play.
years.
He should go
he can
overseas,
play.
get some money first, right?
You can't play overseas either. OJ Mayo tried.
Really?
Yeah, he couldn't play overseas.
'Cause you're still technically
Yeah,
a
banned.
NBA. Yeah.
Jeez.
So you just,
Yeah. So I mean, you just don't have a market. There's no market for you.
I was gonna
Yeah.
make a joke, but that ain't even funny.
I think
no
it was lean. I think he was doing lean though.
more.
Shout out to Coach Wayman. Coach Wayman said the same thing.
yeah, it's heavy in Philly.
Yeah, heavy in Philly.
Heavy in Philly.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Google Play, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. And after you do that, check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown, Spike Lee, and producer M Extra each and every Wednesday. This week's show is the Source 5 Mic Albums episode.
Right.
You gotta check that out.
I did, man. Shout out to the guys on Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast. The ban is now lifted, so I'm back listening after that Nas debacle. Yeah, for sure. They have a 300th celebration coming up, so keep your eyes close to the On Deck TV guys, man. But rebounded very well with this.
It was disrespectful.
Yeah, for sure. Compared to the Nas disrespect,
Okay.
yeah, this is solid.
They
bounced back.
They were disrespectful to Bun B to me.
I mean,
Come on. I think we'll talk about it off here.
most definitely. Fresh for Dummies, man. Me and my dog Animal Brown is a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. You can catch our latest issue number 46 is up right now, directly for the culture. Follow the show IG page at Fresh for Dummies and simply search Fresh for Dummies on all of your social media handles. Wear your kicks, cop responsibly.
And you can read up on your favorite FSP co-hosts. All right. Purchase your FSP merchandise and catch up on the past episodes from the shows we just mentioned and much, much more. How you do that, your ass Weezy? Just search www.realvillemedia.com. Tell a friend to support the real. RMG.
Most definitely, man. RMG. Jeff, you got 10 good wrestling seconds.
Please turn my headphones down, sir. Good God. All right. Yeah, I do.
All right, start the clock.
All right, so Money in the Bank is this weekend, guys. Pay-per-view. So you know what that means. Got another episode of Who You Got.
Who you got, man?
All right. So you ready to bounce back, Jay? You had a rough WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, all right. Weezy's on the roll right
Mighty
now.
has fallen.
So we're gonna keep it quick here. The men's Money in the Bank match: Ali, Andrade, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Finn Balor for the men's Money in the Bank.
Holy shit, that's a lot of people.
Give me Finn Balor.
Okay, y'all understand what the Money in the Bank is?
I have no clue.
Okay, Money in the Bank. If you win this match, you have a guaranteed shot at the championship whenever you want it at any time.
Finn for sure.
Finn Balor. Okay,
Finn.
all right. Weezy?
I don't know.
I got Drew McIntyre.
Who's the first guy you said?
Ali.
I'm gonna go to Ali.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Go with Ali. All right. And the women's Money in the Bank, you got Naomi, Natalya, Nikki Cross, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Bailey, Carmella, and Ember Moon.
I'm going Natalia.
Give me Amber Moon.
That's a solid pick right there, Jay. I got Naomi. I want to say Ember Moon, but I got Naomi.
Okay.
All right. So, and real quick, Becky Two Belts. Becky Lynch is putting both of her titles on the line this week. So she got Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans for the Raw Women's Championship. Who you got, Weezy?
I'm going Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I'm going Baker Lynch. Man.
And
Oh,
I ain't going.
and the rematch, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown
I
Women's
gotta stick
Championship.
with my girl Charlotte, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sticking.
I'm going Becky 2 times.
Becky Two Belts. And last match of the evening, Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. Who you got?
I'm going Kevin Owens.
Give me Kevin. No. Give me Kofi Kingston.
Okay. All
I'm going
right.
Kofi.
Short live a Kofi. Like, what Kingston.
They're trying to get my boy.
Try to get Kofi out of there, man.
Short live.
Yeah, it's all good.
And that's who you got.
Should have went with him the last damn time. Damn it. In case you missed it, man, Weezy, I got you as usual. Ted Ginn is known best for his speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always has been. And now the 34-year-old Saints receiver says he still has it, man. Entering his 13th NFL season, he said he is willing to race any player in the NFL for $10,000. For the record, Ted Ginn ran a 4.28 40-yard dash in 2007 on a sprained foot coming off of a national championship bid. So, who has the best chance to beat 34-year-old Ted Ginn in a foot race?
In the NFL right now.
Right now.
That guy from Cincinnati,
John Ross?
Yeah.
He should have even the odds and said anybody over the age of 30.
Yeah.
And it would have been a better race. But I think Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie could beat him.
He might.
I think Dominique can beat him.
My choice retired this year, so
Yeah,
I don't know. 2K.
Yeah.
Adore Jackson can beat him too. Adore can go.
Dory can move?
But who would have thought Ted Ginn would have turned just being a speedster
Yeah.
into the 13-year career?
For sure,
Like,
man.
let's be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think he would be
Young guys smoke his ass, though. He probably 10,000, that's light work. John
10
Ross,
Smoke.
light work.
smoke.
Some of the easiest work he'll ever do. Shit, John Ross better call me, John. I'm gonna set that up. I got 5 on
Yeah,
it.
easy 10. Blow that night.
For sure.
Yeah, for real.
Most definitely, man. Weez, what you running against Ted Ginn? If he gives you, what?
What give you?
Start with at 20.
Story? Yeah, he'll smoke your ass. Nah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta
Smoke show.
You gotta run backwards.
Now, tune us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell a friend that the revolution will be podcasted. And before we get started with the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the week?
Yes, sir.
Who you got?
Josh Jackson, man.
Phoenix Suns wing. And shout out to Parham. I know he's listening. His favorite player coming out of the draft, Josh Jackson, was arrested on suspicion of resisting arrest and escape Friday night at the Rolling Loud Music Festival in Miami Gardens, Florida.
Damn.
Now, according to the report, an off-duty police officer noticed Jackson was trying to enter the VIP section with a couple of his friends.
Okay.
Now, Jackson had access to the VIP section,
Right.
but he was trying to bring his friends in,
Okay.
which is a no-no, right?
Right.
So Jackson was told multiple times that he couldn't enter the area without proper passes for everybody.
Right.
Jackson left the area, but then returned without a proper pass for his friends and was asked to leave. The officer attempted to escort Josh when Josh Jackson pulled away and ran from the officer.
Come on, Josh.
Josh was later apprehended and handcuffed and told to sit on a golf cart. But when Manziel, the off-duty police officer, stepped away, Jackson stood up and ran away again.
He only played that hard in the
Oh,
season.
right. Jackson was lost sight. They lost sight of Jackson.
Okay.
I bet
Got a
they
little
found-
on him.
Yeah, but they found him along the fence line of the stadium attempting to jump the fence.
Come on.
Josh Jackson, you're 6 feet 8 inches tall. He was taken into corrections office at Hard Rock Stadium for processing and posted a $1,000 bond and scheduled for a hearing on June the 10th. Josh Jackson, you are a millionaire. You're a 6'8" millionaire at that. Pay to get your homeboys in
Yeah.
and just do what you're supposed to do, man. Now you talking about trading them. Come on, Josh.
That story got funnier.
Yeah.
and funnier.
Here's the thing about Josh Jackson. He blew off a photo signing thing with the team for their season ticket holders. He was suspended by the team for that. He's just
He's having a rough go.
Yeah, he's having a rough go. Playing for the Suns and just adds to the chaos and utter fuckery that's going on
In Phoenix.
in Phoenix for sure.
I just want to know, like, we've all been there. We've all
sure.
been in VIP once or
For
twice
sure.
in our life and tried to get some other people to get
sure.
in with us. And you've been told no.
No,
As a millionaire, though,
Yeah, as a
you just
millionaire.
can't say, nah,
You
get
know
the
what?
passes. How much
Yeah.
cost give me the pass?
right?
Like, cooler heads got to prevail.
Yeah, come on, Josh, and don't run.
Then you run.
You 6'8", and you wear Under Armour. You can't run. Come on, man.
He was handcuffed.
No, he's handcuffed.
He was
Running.
still
Come on. You guys ready to get started the first half? Damn, Josh.
Let's do it.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am Jay Ho.
It's your boy, Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What it do?
Weezy, where can they find you at on social media, my brother?
FSP_Weezy on IG, and I'm at How Weezy on Twitter.
Come here.
Mm.
See you.
You're in the
Zone.
zone.
Woo.
Putting up from 35 plus right
The
now.
rims looks huge right now, doesn't it?
Hey,
You can make any shot right now.
Contract, yeah.
It sure in the hell is.
Brooke Lopez
And I've been in the gym. You hear me?
Jeff, where can they find you, man?
Jay Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
Most definitely. And I'm Jay Hove on Instagram, on Twitter. Conversate with me on Twitter, man.
yeah.
It's a great conversation
We out
that could
there.
be had. For sure. Most definitely. And my bad, cameraman. FSP_cameraman right there on the YouTube page. Real quick, shout out to the cameraman. YouTube is popping right now.
Yeah.
YouTube is very pristine. The way that you hear this show, you can look at Weezy's beautiful face, just beautiful face. And, you know, I'm slightly attractive. You could, you know, check us all out on
I wasn't weird at all.
YouTube.com/. You can check us out on YouTube.com/Full Sport Press, man. Check us out, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
leave
to the
comments,
cameraman.
subscribe.
Subscribe for sure, most definitely. Most definitely. And cameraman, one more time, can we get some footage? You know, it would make sense. Now, don't rush me. Listen, it would make sense on the cameraman show where we, you know, would show us like talking and posting pictures. That would make sense, dog.
Jeff do it. Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff got like 2-3 podcasts. We're low on the totem pole.
Oh, okay.
Just get your roll on, Jeff. Get your roll on.
All right.
My goodness.
All right, man. Can we talk about the NBA Conference Finals? We are here.
We're here.
Let's make some predictions, man. The Bucks versus the Raptors. It's amazing what 2 years can do to a team.
Yeah.
The Bucks are a completely different team. Then they lost to the Raptors in the first round of the 2017 NBA playoffs. How you guys feel about this series?
I'm amazed about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it going down 2-0.
Yeah, they're 9-1 so far in the playoffs as we record this show. So 3-point shooting has been big for both teams, but I think it's going to be a major key to kind of push one team over the hump.
Nice.
The deep bench for the Bucks as well could give them an edge over the Raptors. They need OG Anunoby. The Raptors really need him, man. Once he's cleared to play, I think he started limited practice this week. So it's going to be tough, but I still think that the Bucks will have a little trouble with them in Toronto.
Okay.
So I have the Bucks winning the series, but I have it going 6 games now.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But the Bucks are playing with confidence
They're very confident,
throughout the
for
whole
sure.
team.
Yeah.
The whole team is playing with confidence. And
Yeah,
that-
for sure.
And they just like it's not. They're not just happy to be there no more.
Yeah.
So it's
It took so much for the Raptors to get where they are right now.
For sure.
Like, and it's showing. You know,
Yeah, man.
that bench we praised so much throughout the regular season is not being played right
No.
now. They're going 6, maybe 7 deep.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
in
true.
the game.
That's true.
Everybody's playing 30+ minutes, and they look tired.
They look smoked.
Yeah.
Compared to the Bucks, they're
Compared to the
going
Bucks.
10.
Yeah.
Maybe 11 people on their bench.
Yeah.
So, and Malcolm Brogdon is back. So,
Yeah,
man,
that's true.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. Go ahead. Will.
I was watching Kawhi,
Mhm.
and you see how I was like he got the ball in his hand a lot.
You know what we're seeing? It's LeBron last year.
Well, that, but I
That's
was,
LeBron last year.
I was also noticing, you know, how he played in San Antonio. Pop would just put him in spots where he can get to where he can just do his thing real quick.
Okay.
He can't do that now.
Well,
He dribbling the ball the whole shot clock. James Harden out there.
to me, it's like he's being asked to will that team to the finals by himself. And I mean, we had a good game by Kyle Lowry, game 1, but Kyle Lowry is not. You're not going to expect that from him every
Nope.
game. You know what I mean? No disrespect to him at all, but so it's just weird to see that unfold. I do think, like we always say, each team, nobody is going how it's supposed to go so far. The series doesn't start till someone beats somebody on their home court. So I still got the Raptors in 7. I'm gonna stick with it right now.
Gotta stick
right,
with
right
it, man.
now. I'm sticking
Gotta
with it
stick
right
with
now.
it, man.
Raptors
Stick
in
to your
7.
guns. What about you, Wiz?
I got the Bucks
In
6.
Bucks in 6?
Yeah.
Okay, for
That's the
sure.
way it's looking.
Yeah, it looks
It looks
might be quicker work
Yeah,
for
it
the
might be
Bucks.
quicker,
Guys,
for sure.
look.
Let's move on to the Warriors versus the Blazers.
Your Warriors.
The Warriors.
No, your Warriors.
Oh,
Your
wow.
closet Warriors fan.
I've always been a very adamant Steph Curry fan.
Okay.
And the Unanimous. You know his production team's called the Unanimous Production.
That's funny, right?
That's funny, right? Steph Curry is looking
Are you
pristine.
Are you a closet Kevin Durant?
No,
maybe.
I'm just a fan of the Stephen Curry, like whole family. I might be, a family member. of the Curry family.
Shoot a little bit, Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Chill out, man. Kevin Durant is looking like he'll be out for the entire series. Speaking of,
Well, depending.
yeah, no, for sure. What do you guys think? Do you think KD should come back for this series?
No, I mean unless the bottom falls out, I don't
Right.
see a reason for him having to play against Portland. I just
Right.
don't. I don't see what Portland scares them. I don't see where Portland can play defense for 4 quarters. I just don't see it.
You know what? This whole thing with KD being out and he's hurt. KD's hurt. Pretty
He is.
much is all this too. When players get hurt, they can't play. And the media is dragging this thing out like, they play better without KD. They have to adjust.
It's just an adjustment.
It's just an adjustment. I hate the media.
Yeah, the media,
Just let the team adjust.
Yeah. What I didn't know was Kevin Durant was dealing with the tweaked calf that he's had. This is his 3rd time in 3 years. So this is something that maybe he's coming back too early with. So I think they're stretching it out as long as they can, which I think bringing Boogie back right around game 5 in a limited role so he can be ready to hoop in the finals. The main thing that scares me for Portland, though, I think Dame Lillard used all of his special powers against the Thunder, dude.
Yeah, he brought it all to the table.
Oh, my God.
So
Yeah.
see, and it hasn't. And shout out to Coach Locke. I know he's listening. Shout out to Twin.
Yeah.
It hasn't looked the same.
No, it hasn't
since
looked the same.
then.
Yeah, no.
It just hasn't looked the
Yeah,
same.
I think the Warriors' biggest potential issue could be lack of motivation playing against these guys, which might seem crazy given the fact that they have an NBA Finals in their grasp. But Draymond Green is playing out of his mind this playoffs.
And you know why I think it is? Is because he's being allowed to do everything.
Yep.
Once that bench is not really as strong as people thought it was, but it's not as bad as people thought it was either.
No.
But now you're able to play Draymond in different spots. Now that KD's not there, he's able to do the things he wants to do. He's able to be that enforcer.
Right.
He's loving it.
Yeah.
He's loving it.
Oh, for sure.
I love Draymond's game.
Yeah, man.
Let him do him and watch him go, man.
But see, the thing is, they're going to need KD
Yeah.
in next round.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
Whoever they play next round, they're going to
Yeah.
need KD.
Yeah, no, I think they would need him against the Bucks. I don't think they'll need him against the Raptors because you got to think, bro. Kyle Lowry.
You're not going to ask Iggy to guard Kawhi every play.
Yeah, no, for sure. He'll be fine. He's not. It doesn't
You know what I
matter.
mean?
You know what I'm saying?
But you got to at least KD will make them work.
Yeah,
both
on the
ends
other
of ball.
end. That's true.
You know what I mean? That's how
for sure. Who you got? Warriors and what?
5.
Warriors and 5. What about you, Jay?
Warriors in 6.
Warriors and 6.
Yeah.
You got to win 2 games?
Yeah, they'll find a way to win 2 games.
Yeah,
Because you got to look at it. Now, I just dog Portland, but Portland has been like out
ice
of that.
cold.
Huh?
They've been ice cold.
Yeah, but they haven't been blown out in none of those games.
But worse than the
That
blowout,
first game they got blown out.
worse than the blowout, they had game 2.
Yeah, they had the game.
collapsed.
Yeah, collapse. Yeah, I got the Warriors in 4. I think it's gonna be a sweep. Yeah, not betting it though.
Let's move on to the NCAA, guys. The NCAA is looking at how its rules can be modified just a little bit
Yeah, talk that talk.
to allow college athletes to be compensated for their names, images, and likenesses. NCAA President Mark Emmert and the Board of Governors announced Tuesday that the Big East Commissioner Val Ackerman and Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith will head a new working group on that topic.
Okay,
Are we close to getting the NCAA football back?
and also NCAA basketball
NCAA.
too. Yeah, for sure. As it stands now, if listeners don't know, a student athlete's a photograph, a name, an autograph, jersey, or a personal identity can be used by a university at any time.
Right.
But no player can profit off of such things. So we need college football back. We haven't seen it since 2013.
Yeah.
College basketball the same. I think they should pay sliding scale $5,000 for each player for their name, image, and likeness. Man, I think that'll be enough. That's enough.
Something.
5,000 is enough.
Just bring the game.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's cool. The only thing is EA would have to pay that. College, NCAA can't pay that. So it would be EA paying that money. And that is a lot of people to pay.
Yeah.
So if it's mid-major players, do they get 4,000? Like, how do you say that a person that's a mid-major player not get 5,000, a player that's a Power 5 player get 5,000?
You may shorten how many schools are actually on the game.
That's exactly what it'll do.
You may only get,
Might not be no mid-majors on the game.
It
might not.
or it might not be Division I AA football,
Right.
on there as well. So I think I think we need this. I mean, it's good news for college football fans because I really miss college football and college basketball as well. But this is just the first step, and I think it's a good step going in the right direction.
Yeah, and shout out to coaches like Dabo Swinney from Clemson that are against this.
Yeah, clown.
And making $9.3 million to coach these young men, but don't want these young men to make any money off their names that you're getting paid $9.3 million for.
What a
shout
clown.
out to you, Dabo.
That should have been my worst of the week. Clown ass. That's some sucker shit.
Like, seriously though.
Yeah, no,
like,
for sure. You get paid $9 million, and these kids don't even know where the hell they gonna eat food at.
And you won't. And you, if I want a kid to get paid, I go coach in the NFL.
Right.
Really,
Well, go take your ass on in.
Success,
Dabo
man.
Swinney. Whatever. Let's move on to college basketball. Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers have been unconscious on the recruiting trail as of late. Just this week, guys, they landed Boogie Ellis, the number 38 player in the country. Shout out to Parham and Sean Wash took him from the Duke Blue Devils.
Sure did.
The number 1 grad transfer in the country, Rajon Tucker. Lester Queenes, number 81 in the class. And last but not least, Precious Achunwa, number 17 in the class, just in the last 10 days. Add that to the already stout class that includes James Wiseman, the number 1 player in the entire country. Malcolm Dandridge, the number 100 player in the country. DJ Jeffries, the number 25 player in the country. And Damian Ball, the number 104 player in the country, placing the Memphis Tigers as clear favorites for the number 1 ranking in the recruiting class in the country. And the scariest part, they're not done.
No.
Dude, they're not done. They're in the mix for 5-star Trenton Watford services. He's number 19 in the class. And he's set to make an announcement on May the 20th. Now, currently, they have 6 McDonald's All-Americans in 1 recruiting class. Is Memphis a lock for the Final Four?
It should be.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say a lot because you look at what happened to Zion and Duke this year.
For sure.
So it could fizzle out.
It could, because it definitely fizzled out in Duke.
Yeah.
Shout out to Duke.
Yeah. I mean, RJ Barrett was not who we thought he was in college.
Well, no, I mean.
In college. He may be a better pro in college.
But this doesn't surprise me, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I knew he was going to get players. I didn't
Right.
know. Yeah, but the only thing that surprised me is now we got to find out if he can coach.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah. Well, he has a good coaching staff. He has Mike Miller, Sam Mitchell, who was coach of the year for the Raptors. So Memphis, here's the thing: they were 22-14 last year.
Yep.
Lost in the second round of the NIT.
Right.
So it's not like they're coming off a bad year. For your first year, you don't win 22 games.
Right.
This can either be the best thing that could ever happen to Memphis basketball, could be the absolute worst. They have to win at least 28, 30 games.
Tough.
And a conference title in the American.
Yeah.
Anything else is a failure for this program as of now. This is just so weird that Penny Hardaway in a year and a half's time has the number 1 recruiting class. But I also think it is a little bit more of your African American basketball players wanting to play with a coach that can identify with them. And Penny Hardaway does a really good job of doing that.
And it answered that question. Answers his first question the first question people said was, can he recruit?
He can do that.
And they said, can he coach? So we know he can recruit now. Like, there's
for
no
sure.
question about that at all. Like,
No
he answered that question.
Easy.
And it kind of points to your man in Vandy. Like, Stackhouse.
Stack, yeah.
Like, hey, here's the blueprint.
He's the blueprint.
Yeah, it is so.
I just don't think, but
that's a different blueprint.
Penny Hardaway has the resources.
Yeah,
though.
that's a
What
different
I'm
blueprint.
saying is, I'm not saying
But what you're
Stackhouse will
saying-
pull
exactly.
that type of recruiting class, but
You saying it's not impossible.
not impossible.
Not
Get
impossible
some
at all.
players in Vandy. It's already started a little bit.
For sure. Most
We'll see.
definitely.
All right, let's move to my wheelhouse.
Uh-oh.
Look at you.
I can't believe this is on here right
Jeff,
now.
you have listen, go ahead.
I'm just saying. All right. We've been talking about AEW for a while, All
Yeah.
Elite Wrestling.
That's the only reason I knew what the hell it was, bro. That's crazy. Okay.
So wrestling is returning to TNT as part of a multi-platform deal with All Elite Wrestling. The new wrestling company and Warner Media announced the agreement on Wednesday morning. So TNT is going to air all AEW matches weekly in prime time starting this fall.
Somebody got a bag, man.
As well as streaming them on the BR Live and pay-per-view. AEW will be presented to advertisers during Warner Media's Madison Square Garden event on this Wednesday. The deal makes the first time wrestling will appear on TNT since the final WCW Monday Nitro on March 22nd, 2001. This puts AEW in direct competition with the WWE.
For sure.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think the time, this is when I watched wrestling.
Okay.
When they were on TNT.
Yeah.
The years of WCW, NWO.
Yeah.
All of that. reeled me in back then. I haven't watched it since. So I think competition only makes people better.
Correct.
And to see that this is set up by, which I didn't know.
Okay.
Jeff, you didn't tell me this, that the owner, Jacksonville Jaguars owner, his son, Khan, is the guy that's over AEW.
That's the billionaire. He got a certified
billionaire. Certified billionaire. Yes, Tony Khan, his son of Jaguars owner, Saheed Khan. Yep. So, hey, man, I think they have a pay-per-view coming up when?
The 25th of this month.
Yeah, May 25th.
Double or nothing. After their first event sold out in less than 20 minutes, and this one also sold out in less than 30 minutes.
Big deal, Vegas. Man. How much did they pay for this right here? How much do you think? The terms weren't disclosed. Undisclosed. What do you think?
This is because they're so new. Mm-hmm. I definitely believe they may have actually went to TNT with a proposition to give them something on the back end as well,
right?
Just to get on cable because you have to compete.
You do,
right? And with the roster they have and the way they built this company from the internet and from independent wrestling with Cody Rhodes and his wife and the Young Bucks and Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch.
It's gonna be fun to watch, man. I'm excited about that, man. I might watch it.
They got Cody Rhodes?
That's who started. He's one of the original starters of the company. Cody Rhodes, his wife, and a tag team called the Young Bucks. Probably the most successful independent tag team ever in wrestling. They started their own merch lines, put together their own wrestling events. And that's kind of that's what happened with the first pay-per-view, All or Nothing.
Yeah. Shout out to AEW, man.
Shout out to AEW.
Look at you, man. You got more than 10 good wrestling segments on that. That's cool. Before we get started with halftime, let's talk about ESPN. After a 21-year run, the sports network will cancel their publication after its September issue. The final print issue will be its annual body issue, which is Weezy's favorite. It traditionally is the best-selling version each year. ESPN, the magazine, first came out in 1998, aiming to challenge long-standing Sports Illustrated. If there's any good news to take away from these reports, it's that the magazine's shuttering won't lead to a catastrophic number of lost jobs. The magazine's editorial employees will reportedly be integrated into ESPN's digital offering. So that's cool. That's good. Sad to see it go, or are they 5 years too late making this change?
Magazines are going, it's like what, dinosaurs?
Oh, yeah, it's dinosaurs for sure. Everything's digital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All magazines are going down except East Bay.
Yeah.
East Bay gonna be in the mail tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I still get East Bay.
East Bay in the mail right now.
I think they should have ended their publication, 5, maybe 7 years ago when they ran that article of what if Mike Vick was white. Do you remember that? Yeah. And they had him in whiteface.
Yeah.
But it was from image from Madden, but he was a white Mike Vick. Mm-hmm. It was weird. It was very weird.
I saw what they were trying to do, but it didn't
hit. Speaking of Mike Vick, then we'll get started with halftime. I was talking to Weezy the other day. And Weezy informed me that he
tell him how you gassed me up first.
No. There's no gas.
Oh shit.
Talking to Weezy, I said, man, he's like, AJ, I'm telling you, they're showing people throwing power. I'm telling you, Kyler Murray is going to be so great. He's going to be the best player we've ever seen. I'm telling you, he's going to be so great. I said, how great, Weezy? He's going to be great, Jay. I'm telling you. I said, how great?
That's the gas right there.
I said, so give me something to quantify greatness with, right? He said,
don't do that.
And I quote, he will have a better career than Michael Vick.
Sure did. I said it.
You mean pre-prison Mike Vick?
He said Mike Vick. It didn't matter pre-prison or pre-prison.
Do you know how special
Michael Vick was good?
No, Mike Vick got 2 $100 million contracts.
You know how special that was to see.
Michael Vick was great, and I'm not saying he wasn't. He was great. Michael Vick, he
was a video game character.
This kid, Thorne was off.
This kid is just electric.
That was a cannon.
This kid is just as electric as Michael Vick. Just as electric as Michael Vick.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's your ledge. And my man, you going down that ledge.
I'm just trying to tell you.
I'm telling you.
He's just as electric as Michael Vick.
There was no way I wasn't going to report this on the show.
I know you were, but he's just as electric as Michael Vick. He can throw with the best of them.
He can throw.
I'm telling you, on some of these games, when he plays, he's going to be the best player on the field as a quarterback. He's going to be the best athlete on the field.
I get that. This is the thing that scares me.
Do you remember
Kyler
Mike Vick?
Yeah.
Watch.
I think this scares me is they did not replace his offensive line, which was the worst offensive line in football.
He's going to run by him.
Do you remember Vick going into Lambeau Field?
I know. I remember, yeah.
Dog.
He don't remember Vick.
How
soon we forgive you? Prisoner of the moment. You talk about people being prison. You are a prisoner of the moment. And guess what? I would never, ever let you live this down. You damn right. You ready to start with halftime? My bad, cameraman. Let's get it going.
Son of a
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, we have another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. Coach Brown's a former TSU tight end and the current defensive coordinator for Hillsborough High School in Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to the Burrows. Coach Brown will give an insight on hot topics from a former player and a current coach's perspective. Let's see what Coach Brown has to say this week.
Good evening. I am Coach Brown, and welcome to Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. We're going to jump right into it. First, we're starting off with some NFL. Patrick Peterson, we have just found out, has been suspended 6 games for using things that are on the performance enhancement substance abuse list. I don't know. It could be from a supplement. It could be from anything. We're not altogether sure. He did issue a formal apology. But my question is, we have a lot of athletes that are going through this. You know, they take supplements, and one of the ingredients in the supplements may be on the banned substance list or what have you. What can these athletes do to further prevent themselves from being suspended? Because it's obvious he probably didn't know it was in there. Maybe he did. I'm not altogether sure. I can't speculate on that. But we do see a rash of athletes going through this particular thing. We're going to move on to the NBA. We're talking the NBA, Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors. Series is 2-0. Golden State and the Trailblazers series is 2-0. Now, I'm not as surprised about the Golden State Trailblazers series being 2-0 as I am about Toronto-Milwaukee series. I thought that Toronto would definitely split a game. And I'm going to be honest, I thought that they possibly could take Milwaukee. But Milwaukee is playing the best team ball. But I am extremely surprised with how Milwaukee is really handling Toronto right now. What do you guys think about that? Can Toronto win the next 2 at home and tie this series up? Is that possible? We're going to see. Coach Brown is going to leave you with some words of wisdom right now. And here are your words of wisdom. If you meet anybody with a nugget ring or a herringbone, don't trust them. They probably got on black Air Forces. Trust me. Hey, I am the coach, Coach Brown, that is, Root, and I'm gone.
And that is another installment of Coach Brown's 2-minute drill. The first thing he talked about, Pat Pete. Do you think Pat Pete was cheating, or do you think it was a banned substance that was mixed in with something he was probably just working out with?
Yeah. Substance can get tricky.
Yeah, for sure, especially football, man.
Yeah.
They put together protein shakes, things of that nature. They could be banned. So 6 games is a lot.
6 games is a lot.
6 games is a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, especially on a team that has Michael Vick, the next Michael Vick
is the
for
QB.
sure. So they need somebody on the corner to help him out. Defense.
On a serious note, 6 games is an eternity.
I'm
dead right there.
I was serious as hell about
6 games is an eternity for Pat Pete.
Sure.
It actually can cost them their playoff appearance.
I agree. I would keep pushing too. I would keep pushing.
But if they keep Michael Vick on the field, we'll be fine.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. So he's throwing to my guy. He got Christian Kirk.
Yes.
He has the corpse of Larry Fitzgerald.
I don't do Larry Fitzgerald like
older
that.
motherfucker.
He old, but he's still
Andy
out there.
Isabella, my guy from UMass.
And the coach is going to put
and Butler. Yeah.
And he got a coach that's going to make the offense work, and you guys going to whoop. I can't wait. I can't wait.
It was no O-line.
Jeff, we're going to Arizona this year.
Okay.
We're going to Arizona.
Yeah. Arizona better be Murfreesboro. They better move Arizona to Murfreesboro.
Jeff, we're going to Arizona this year. I don't give a damn how hot it is in there. I'm going to Arizona.
Sure. Okay. Now, Coach Brown ended it with his words of wisdom. If you meet anybody with a pinky ring and a herringbone, don't trust them. They steal and they wear Air Force Ones in black. So low top black Air Force Ones is a sign of a thief for sure.
I know somebody got a herringbone.
Yeah, me too.
Had a pinky ring?
Might have a pinky ring.
I don't know. I know.
I know. Yeah. Shout out to Parham. His brother-in-law wear a pinky ring.
Damn.
I
know.
We gonna do that. That's funny though.
he gonna edit the hell out of that.
He gonna edit that. What's up? All right, you guys ready to get started with the second half?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
The second half is underway.
Second half, the 2019 NBA Draft Lottery winners and losers, episode 271. I am J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
I'm Wheezy.
Wheezy, the NBA Draft Lottery on Tuesday night might have been the wildest in league history. I've never been more excited to see the results of ping pong balls. It was anticlimactic. For sure. Very, for sure. But the 2019 NBA Draft Lottery is over now, and the draft order is set for June the 10th. You now know why you're here. I know why I'm here. We had to scrap the entire show because the draft lottery was such a hot topic. There's no reason for us not to talk about anything else. So no need to sugarcoat it. This is the winners and losers of the NBA draft lottery, FSP style. Let's get right to it, man. Let's start with the winners. Who wants to go first with a winner?
Oh, I got a winner.
Okay.
Sure. Atlanta Hawks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you kick it off with the Atlanta Hawks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people thought. Let me elaborate on this.
Okay.
Let me elaborate.
Cook on, brother.
Yeah, because a lot of people said Atlanta Hawks were losers.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand how they were losers. They got 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah, for sure. So they ended up having 2 for sure.
Only thing, go ahead.
No, I just think that and I have them as losers, and I'll talk about specifically why they're losers when we get to the losers. But
The only reason I think they can be a loser is because this draft is this draft is guard heavy, and they got a guard. But other than that, they got 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah, but if your pick was planning to be a top 5 pick, and you get 8 and 10, it's very, like I said earlier, anticlimactic for sure for your Hawks, Jeff.
For sure.
For sure.
Okay, I had them as a winner too. I didn't want to speak on them about the game,
Okay.
but since we're already talking about it, I don't need to come back to them later. I think they're a winner because that 8th pick could fill a void. We're not going to talk about who they're going to
sure.
draft, but
That's true.
that 8th pick could fill a void, and also
Yep.
we got space, got cap
Got
room.
kept space for sure.
You put that 8th and that 10th pick together,
Yep.
It can work.
It can
you
work.
might can move that for something else.
You could for sure. 8 and 10 is always something
Yeah.
that can be intriguing for a team that needs another piece.
Yeah.
8 and 10 would be really good for a rebuilding team,
Yeah.
like the Atlanta Hawks with 2 young pieces, like Trey Young and John Collins. But I'll talk as to why they're losers for sure a little later. My number one winner is the Pelicans. Now, what's a better way to replace a departing franchise player than landing the inside track to draft another one?
Right.
Even if the arrival of Zion doesn't convince AD to stay, it's not unrealistic that they'll have 2 top 4 selections to pair with Drew Holiday, which could be a positive mentor to anybody.
Right.
One of the best players in the NBA that isn't talked about.
enough.
Yeah, for sure. So you put Zion, because for sure he's going number 1, with Drew Holiday, and then another top 4 pick could be anybody in the top 4 point guard. Hell, because Drew plays the 2 now.
Yeah.
So you get a point guard, you can get a wing,
Yeah.
you can get a big.
You
Like
got
you can do a lot.
options.
You have options
Yeah.
with 2 top 4 picks. So that's a win. That's the best case scenario for the Pelicans. And also,
They got 2 top 4 picks.
if they trade,
If they trade,
yeah, if they
okay.
trade, yeah. But also, on top of this, they held their ground and said, "Let's wait it out. Let's wait it out and see what we can get for AD."
Right.
And on top of that, where this draft lottery hits us, and what happened is they get the number 1 pick, man. So that's awesome.
Okay.
What's another winner for somebody else?
Well, I'm elaborate.
Okay,
on
go
that-
ahead.
On that, what you just said. Let's in the media they saying that Zion didn't want to go there.
Okay.
Let's just change the narrative on the small market things. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, wasn't Cleveland a small market before LeBron?
For sure.
got there?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Wasn't Golden State a small market before Steph Curry got there?
For sure. For sure. But not necessarily San Francisco, but Cleveland is a sports city, right?
That's true. They got all major teams.
All major
They got all
teams.
major
Right.
A place like New Orleans has the Saints, but hasn't really hit with basketball.
Right.
Let's just
Right.
keep it real.
Right.
Anthony Davis there 7.5 years, 8 years coming up, and he might play here. And you look at it, right, and you say, man, it's going to be tough for him to get like the most out of himself just playing for the Pelicans.
I don't
But we
think
said the
so.
same thing with Russell Westbrook and OKC is the
Right.
smallest
I don't.
markets
Yeah.
in
I
the
don't.
world.
I don't think that's
Giannis.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's a thing no more.
Yeah.
Like,
It could be. I think you're right, though. You have a good point, though. Smaller markets doesn't really matter. It's about the players,
Right, just
and
go-
what they're doing.
and
this dude's exciting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And from what I've seen in Zion, he played ball. He played hard
Sure.
regardless. From what I've seen so far, now it could change.
Yeah.
But that whole small market thing, you know, Steph Curry getting $40 million off the court.
Off the court, for sure. San Francisco is San Francisco.
Yeah, it's the Bay.
It's
the Bay.
it's not a small market, but it's a smaller market compared
Yeah.
to some of these things because San Francisco, the 49ers made that a major market. Most definitely.
I got another winner.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's move on from
Okay.
that. The Suns.
The Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix
for sure.
Suns.
Yeah.
As a winner?
Yeah. At where they are in the draft, what they need should fall to them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What they need should fall to them. If nothing else happens,
Right. At 6.
what they need should fall to them.
You saying because they need a guard. And it's a guard heavy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
I got you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Me on my end, I just think Phoenix. I have them as a loser, so I'll
Okay.
talk about that a little later. But I just don't think that if you're not air quote tanking
Mhm.
and you get a 6 pick,
Mhm.
that's anticlimactic and the definition of losing, right?
Well, from that perspective, I totally agree.
Right.
But with what they need, with what that
Right.
team already has,
they need a point guard.
and it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
It is right
It's
there
a point
for
guard
them
there at 6.
at 6.
Yeah, for sure.
That what they need.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say his name
Yeah,
right
for
now,
sure.
but
Yeah.
what they need will be there at 6
Yeah.
to help that team be a not contender, but
But
somebody
just a
a
team-
league pass worth
sure.
watching.
a team worth watching.
Yeah, a team worth watching on league pass
For sure. I get that.
Another
Well, you got it.
another winner, Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Came from nowhere. Pretty much in this whole. My goodness. Hello.
You got it.
Came from nowhere, pretty much in this whole thing, and got a number 2 pick.
Yeah.
So they had a 26% chance of getting a top 4 pick and got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, they have a 6% chance for sure. I had the Grizzlies as the winner as well
Yeah.
to land the top overall pick. You get number 2. Not bad to build around Jaren Jackson in this pick. Now you just got to figure out your head coach, and then you figure out the next step after that. But there's also the Mike Conley trade with this, so you can help build your front court with that trade. Probably trade him to the Pacers, I would assume, because they have a bunch of cap space, especially with Tyreek Evans coming off the boards as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's-
trading Mike Conley unless I get a star, man. I ain't trading him for no, Yeah, I just can't. I can't trade my best player from Memphis, which we already saw,
right.
for somebody that's just okay.
All right.
Because Ja or whoever they get, they still got to work.
Still gotta work.
and they got to develop. So I'm
Yeah.
not trading my best player for no.
I'll talk about that more when we go to our losers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure. My second winner is the Los Angeles Lakers.
for sure.
I think this is a massive victory for a franchise that's largely been a shit show since January. Somehow they jumped from the 11th worst record to the 4th best pick in this year's draft. Now the Lakers have a number 4 pick to dangle to get Anthony Davis. You can do Kyle Lowry. You can do something with that piece now. And it was, you're going to give up the whole farm for Anthony Davis. Now you can pair maybe only 2 players in that number 4 pick to use to maybe get an Anthony Davis caliber type player. So, yeah, man, I think this is a big deal for the Lakers as a whole. And I think that no one was expecting him, the actual Lakers franchise, to get a top 4 pick.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
for sure.
Not for sure. Anybody else got another winner?
Yeah,
Okay.
New York Knicks. You don't think they're a winner?
I don't.
Help me out. Explain.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why they still get a top 3 pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it wasn't. I mean, they only had a 7% chance of getting the first pick, guys. So it wasn't like
14%.
14%.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's not great odds.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
the
it was
best
the highest, though. It was
That's
the
the best you
highest.
can
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a gambler. 14% is not great
I see what
odds.
you're
I
saying.
see
with
what
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they still get a top 3 pick,
Okay.
and they probably can get RJ Barrett, which people were saying was the best complete player in the draft before
Still
Zion.
can get him for sure. And
You know
he
what I'm
wants
saying?
to go there.
All this they're disappointed is because of the media, bro.
Yeah.
That's all that shit is.
Well, the Knicks wanted the splash.
Yeah, for sure.
They have all the cap space in the world. And they wanted that splash to say, okay, we can get him
You're right.
and we can sign 2.
Right.
Yeah, they
You
still
know what I
gonna
mean?
sign.
Right.
And they're still
That's
gonna
what- that's
sign
what-
too.
yeah.
They're still gonna sign too.
Man, I mean, it might be trying. It might be a trying time to get a piece now. I think with the Knicks, alongside with their free agency problems, they'll have. Yeah, they had a logjam now because they have a point guard, right?
When the losers?
Yeah, with the Knicks.
Yeah.
No. I was just I don't have them on as a
Okay.
loser. I was just talking about the Knicks, but you're right though. But yeah, I don't think that it'd be conducive to their free agency to not sign a player like Zion. I think a kid like KD, who I think will ultimately end up being there, if they got Zion or RJ Barrett, whoever the hell they get, I think it doesn't matter to him. He just wants to play in a different market. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
I guess that's what you're saying. You got another winner, Jeff?
No.
Okay. I have another winner. I have Anthony Davis.
Okay.
So guess which 2 teams now have the number 3 and number 4 pick and will engage in a bidding war for his services? The Knicks and the Lakers, for sure.
Yeah.
His public trade demands kind of painted him as a villain. Let's keep it a buck, man. So, and then he doubled down and signed up with the arch villain himself, Rich Paul. So this summer was supposed to be maybe a revival of his brand, of his actual league-wide perception. And now the Pelicans win the draft lottery. So in turn, it won't sting as much losing a franchise player because you're bringing one in. So I think you either join LeBron James or a Knicks team with cap space. So I think it worked out well for AD alongside with the actual Pelicans as well. Yeah. Even if you got to sweat it out another year in the Big Easy, he'll be playing for a more competitive team than he was.
For sure.
Yeah. I got one more winner.
Me too.
Go ahead, Joe. Weezy.
I got the NBA as the lottery whole process.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think tanking is done, but
Right.
it goes to show it's not gonna work. I mean, it ain't. It's not a given.
Yeah.
I think the taking process is over.
Yeah.
With the Pelicans winning this, there's no need to do it anymore.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
You can still put out a team worth watching and try to compete.
It's all luck.
And it's really just all luck.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the Knicks were the worst team. It only had a 14% chance.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's not good gambling odds at all. So I think that, and then of our lifetime, this probably was the third biggest lottery.
Yeah.
The Tim Duncan lottery, the LeBron lottery, and this one.
And this one for sure.
Probably, what I mean? Yeah. So,
because that's the only time it's been clear number ones, right?
Yeah.
The clear number one is Zion.
Yeah.
There have been times been a lot of anticipation towards the lottery.
Right.
Derrick Rose, KD. But there were two players in both drafts, Beasley and you had Odin. So
and then but you knew that
You
LeBron.
knew.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
we
you
move
know.
on LeBron.
We know.
We'll take Carmelo or we'll take D Wade, no problem.
you remember there was a tanking for Jabari?
Yeah, I remember that.
Tanking for Wiggins.
That draft was.
They tank for Wiggins.
They
Yeah,
tank,
they tank-
yeah,
for
for
both.
that class.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. He just don't play.
Nah, he's a Ferrari,
Yeah.
but he has a Mazda Miata motor.
He got a V4 engine.
Yeah, for sure. Straight.
Four cylinder.
Yeah, 4-cylinder for sure.
Need some horsepower.
I have one more winner, then we'll move on to the losers. Zion, man.
Okay.
New Orleans is an amazing city with plenty of upside for basketball. You see how hard they go for their Saints.
Yes.
It's no New York City by a long shot for sure, but it's not like he's going to Salt Lake City.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so and he might not even, have a situation where he's playing on a bad team. Like with the pieces they'll get 2 or 3 young pieces to go along with another draft pick in that top 4 range. So I think, man, the offense will be built around him. And it's not the biggest city, but I think it's the best situation for him and his legacy. Okay. But I think ended up being a good spot for him to land. I think that's what he came up with for sure.
Yeah, and it's going to a good coach to be a rookie.
Yeah, for sure. Alvin Gentry.
Alvin Gentry take care of him.
Yeah, for sure. Most
Y'all didn't like Gentry though.
I hate Gentry.
Y'all didn't like
He
him.
says okay way too
Okay.
much. Yeah,
Okay.
he says okay way too much. But
Okay.
That's my guy. I like Alvin
Hey,
Gentry.
Gent.
he better be nice to Zion.
Nah, he got 1 year.
He got 1 year. He got 1 year.
Make it count.
Maybe a half a season.
Remember, just like Paul Silas had that 1
1
year
year with LeBron.
Yeah, for sure. Let's move on to the losers, man. Who wants to go first?
I go first.
Okay.
The Pelicans.
The New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, let's hear it.
You held on to the Ace of Spades too long, and the big Joker came.
Yep.
Because you could have got rid of him already
Yeah.
and known what you had.
Yep, that's
and
true.
could have built your team around it in
true.
the draft. Now you've lowered your chances of who you can trade them to because people might not want that 1 year rental. But you promise somebody, I give you a half a season and a whole nother season of Anthony Davis.
Right.
You might have got more for him.
Yep.
Just saying.
That's true.
Just
That's a good
saying.
point. That's a good point.
That's true.
That is a good point. My first loser, Zion Williamson. So if you win, you can ultimately lose.
Yeah.
Zion hasn't signed an agent as we record this podcast.
Right.
So without doing so, he has not secured a deal per se, air quotes, if you can't see me if you're not looking on YouTube.
Right.
He didn't secure his shoe deal. So I think he should have signed the shoe deal prior to the actual draft lottery. I think he missed out on right around $20 million by falling to go to a smaller market in New Orleans compared to if there was a chance of him signing anywhere else, which was the Knicks, the Bulls, the Phoenix Suns, which is a smaller market but a basketball city. It's easier to market a shoe in those bigger cities compared to New Orleans. So the big city appeal would have brought in more millions. So now the actual sneaker place has leverage to negotiate because of the smaller market.
So what you're saying is true.
Right.
It's true to a certain extent. But the wait and see whole moment of today's athletes, I mean, they'll get the money back. He'll get the money back.
He'll get it back on the back end. I was just saying front end money, it would have been 105.
Yeah.
Now I think he'll get 90.
Is he going back to Duke?
Nah,
Hell no.
nah.
No.
That was just
He hasn't
smoke.
signed the agent yet.
He hasn't signed
Nah.
an agent. I don't think he will.
He hasn't.
That was smoke and
It-
mirrors.
Too much money.
I'm
Too
just
much
asking.
money.
Yeah, it is too much
What
money.
if it's another blowout?
Yeah, of course.
What if he rolls his ankle?
That would
Yeah,
be the
yeah,
dumbest
yeah,
thing in
yeah.
all sports.
Yeah, for sure.
I
That
promise
wouldn't
you.
be- That wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
For sure. Another loser.
A little Washington Wizards.
Okay. Okay.
You right?
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, talking about the big joker got them. Like, what happened?
The thing is with the Wizards, they really just got a bad draw.
Yeah.
Just like I'll talk about a couple of these other teams when we go through the losers. The Wizards just didn't get a good draw, and
The
they
whole
have-
season.
Yeah, bad draw for the whole season. And they also have a transcendent player that's out for another full year. So you have a great player in Brad Beal. Do you go ahead and push your cards in and trade him to the Hawks for one of those 8 and 10 picks or something like that? You have to.
Yeah.
You literally have to.
Right.
Just to salvage the actual, I don't know.
Nobody's
the
gonna
team.
You just take this year, throw
Yeah.
it away.
Yeah, for
Get what
sure.
you can for Brad Beal. Save up for John Wall.
Yeah.
And then
Tank for maybe somebody like James Wiseman
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
next year.
but I'm just thinking for somebody like them, just say they draft somebody like Red Sleeve Rome.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's already a not the best motivated player we ever seen.
Okay.
And he going to a team that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
That's a damage
But
to
at the end
career.
of the day, he's still there, and you can build around that when John Wall comes back. The thing that scares me is the Achilles injury. That
And he's not
did
gonna be
have.
the same.
Not gonna be the same. And it's predicated all like me and Jeff talk about all the time. Athleticism. His game is all athleticism.
Right.
Sure. Another loser for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The New York Knicks. The New York Knicks fans. I'm sorry. The New York Knicks fans.
I got
Okay.
the Knicks, period.
Yeah.
I got the fans
Okay.
because they wanted Zion so bad, and now they're going crazy in bars. Bruh, you gonna get RJ Barrett, who might be the complete better player.
Here's why I say the Knicks. I think they strike out on everything. They don't get the number 1 pick. They don't sign KD. They don't sign anybody. They're stuck with RJ Barrett, and that's it.
Mm.
KD goes to Brooklyn.
Nah, hell no.
Why not? Brooklyn's already a better team, have the same amount of money, and can sign somebody else. They don't sign D'Angelo Russell. They bring in Kyrie. You have Kyrie, KD, and that nucleus. That's a championship contender needs
KD gonna
right now.
KD gonna go to
Right
the-
now, that's a championship
I
contender.
feel you,
needs.
dog, but KD gonna go where he wanna go, Jill.
Yeah, and that's
fine.
what he's saying. He's
That's what I'm
gonna
saying.
go to Brooklyn.
Why would he want to go to Brooklyn?
Start something new.
Hell no.
Because you think about it, if you plug in Zion with KD and Kyrie, it works. RJ Barrett might not work with them. He needs the ball too. That's 3 players that need the ball.
Yeah.
That don't work. 2 players who need the ball hardly work.
I just think, it kind of goes to one of my losers, just tanking, period.
Yeah.
2 of your 3 worst teams in the league will pick 5th and 6th, respectively. So, a team tied for the 6th worst record in the league will pick 1st and 2nd. Like, come on now. So, the mission is complete. I think tanking is done, like you guys mentioned, as a winner.
Yeah.
This just isn't a win for the NBA. It's a win for Adam Silver. It's a win for fans that
Okay.
come to see higher level basketball. And it's hard to put up with tanking franchises over the years, like my Bulls, who's another loser for me. But we'll talk about that in a second.
Same.
Yeah, not for sure.
I got another loser.
Okay.
Mike Conley.
Mm.
He's signed that big contract.
Okay.
Now, if he goes to the Pacers, this whole thing changes.
Okay.
Right.
His whole thing changes. Because he goes, and becomes he and Oladipo and that
Oh,
team.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but he's got to go to the Pacers though.
Got to go to the Pacers.
You know what I mean?
He's Mr. Indiana basketball.
Right.
Yeah,
If he goes somewhere else
Okay.
and waste away his career, because they've made a decision, they're going to go young.
okay.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, for sure. Clearly.
Clearly, because
Yeah.
they've got to at this
Right.
point. Because at the second pick, the next best player probably plays the same position as him.
For sure.
You
So,
know,
yeah, it's process of elimination.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So unless he goes to the Pacers, I don't see another team making a move for him to bring him in and to make his career, to let a part of his career worth playing out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he'll end up going to the Pacers. Maybe looking to the Pistons might be a sneaky pick there, or Utah as well. So all looking for point guards.
Yeah.
Another loser for me is the Phoenix Suns.
for sure.
So they entered Tuesday's night draft lottery with a 14% chance of securing one of the nicest big threes in the NBA to go along with the young core. So you got Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Mikal Bridges.
Okay.
Not only did they miss out on Zion and Ja Morant, they land to number 6, further weakening their potential packages for trades to get in a borderline all-star guard that they may want. So I think no one will feel sorry for the Suns, considering the fact that they passed up on a player by the name of Luka Doncic and you draft DeAndre Ayton instead. So in my eyes,
Okay.
So I just think that no one will feel sorry for them, but they've been a running joke for almost a decade, and I hate that Devin Booker plays for them.
Phoenix
really
Suns have to draft the right guard. If they don't draft the right guard,
He's there at 6.
I don't think he'll be there at 6.
He might be going to 4.
I don't think he'll be. I think
He's there at 6.
If he's there at 6,
I think they go with Kobe White before they go with Darius Garland.
Kobe White's
If
asleep.
they go with Kobe White, it's over with. If they go with Kobe White, take everything I said, flush down the toilet. But the pick is there at 6.
You think he's gonna be there at 6?
If he's there at 6, play ball. Play ball with that 3 they already have.
Yeah.
I know he mentioned
totally
Luka.
agree. I totally
know
agree
he
with
mentioned
that.
Luka.
Yeah.
They got a point.
They got
guard.
Aiden.
They got
Aiden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got Aiden.
But they need a point guard though too.
They need a general.
They need a point guard for sure.
And they have him at 6.
Yeah,
I agree. If
Yeah.
they have to get
Play
it
ball.
right.
yeah, for sure. Check ball.
Ooh, and we will have a Phoenix Suns fan here in the studio. I promise you.
I already got Devin Booker jersey. So
Hey, I'm telling you, we'll have a Phoenix Suns group chat alert. We'll have a Phoenix Suns fan.
my God. I have another loser.
Okay.
The Cavs. So no one outside of Ohio really wanted to see Zion to go there.
Goodness.
Oh my God, that would have been terrible seeing him struggle and carry the same cross that LeBron James struggled with. But even so, dropping to the number 4 is such a disappointment, dog. So they maybe get RJ Barrett, maybe Jared Culver. Like,
Yeah.
they need a franchise player, and and this is the thing, they've had a chance to win a lot of games because of the lottery. So in turn, I think that having them in the lottery again, I assume that they were everybody was saying there's no way that the Cavs will get this again. And they damn sure got the worst of besides my Bulls, they got the worst of the bunch.
And they have no trade bait.
Exactly.
They have one
Kevin
piece.
Love.
They have one piece.
They have Kevin Love. They have Kevin
A
Love.
contender.
Yeah.
A contender could really put a package together.
Yeah, they also got a new coach.
Yeah.
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 That's uncertain. And as an
Who the hell
NBA,
wants to play for Jim Beeline? I mean, Beeline? Jim Beeline.
Beeline.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to play with Jim.
Let's talk about my Bulls, man. I definitely.
I was waiting for you to do this. Go ahead.
So we had the fourth best odds to get the number 1 pick.
Right.
We got the number 7 pick.
Yep.
Now I didn't really want Zion. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
Because I would have took him.
Yeah, of course.
Come on now.
Nobody's
Nobody
nobody will believe you if you said
Come
that.
on now. But we got Wendell, we got Laurie Mark, and then we got Otto Porter. I think we were just ready for a point guard at least 3. At least 3, maybe 2.
Yeah.
I was hoping for 2.
Yeah.
I wanted 2.
Yeah.
Didn't get 2.
Yeah.
So now we got to deal with the number 7 pick. Well, I think we'll get Kobe White at 7. And that's my man. So I got to ride with it.
Yeah.
But I would much rather have John Morant. So I think we missed out on that.
is John Morant the best point guard in this draft?
He's the second best player in this draft.
Is
Maybe
he
the first.
Huh?
Maybe the first all around player.
All around.
John Morant?
Yeah. Coming out today. Zion is the most exciting and the
Wait.
what's where I'm not what's
Easy to sell.
Easy to sell,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
not even
All of
that.
Marketable.
Marketable. But I'm saying he has the credentials to be everything. Be
Right.
box
Superstar.
office. Superstar.
Yeah.
But it's not there yet. He's got to work on some things.
Yeah.
But John Morant,
He ready to
day
go
one.
right now.
He ready to go.
Yeah, he ready to go.
day
And he
one.
got dog in him.
Yeah.
He got dog in
He's
him.
the best guard in this draft.
Yeah.
And he a Westbrook fan.
Wow.
But he don't play like Westbrook, though.
No.
He don't play like
Oh,
Westbrook.
no.
He don't play like
That's
Westbrook.
your man.
He goes
Both
to-
of y'all.
he
That's
goes
your
to
guy.
try-
Don't try to point this shit at us like this.
Kyler Murray's my guy. No, that's your
Dude,
guy.
we said in
Y'all
the
saying-
same studio, and I said John Morant. Y'all said who? Who the hell is John Morant?
No,
For sure.
and you didn't prove him too. That's your guy.
Okay. I'll take John Morant.
Because we were saying RJ Barrett is the
Oh, yeah. And I've been saying all year RJ Barrett ain't who we thought he was.
He did say that.
From
he been sticking with that.
Yeah, I've been saying
He been
that.
sticking with that. Yeah, for sure. One more. Celtics.
I agree.
They didn't have a terrible lottery night as a whole.
Right.
They still have 3 first rounders in this year's draft, and number 14, 20, and 22. So but the chances of getting Anthony Davis took a massive hit by them not getting a top 3 or 4 pick.
Right.
So if the goal was to keep Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, the last thing Danny Ainge wanted was a potential bidding war. And that's exactly what they got with the 14th, 20, and 22nd pick. Now, next year, they'll get a pick from the Grizzlies, which will be a top 6 pick protected. So that'll be good. But, man, it's going to be tough for them to get any superstar with them losing Kyrie Irving inevitably.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
for sure.
I don't think they can make the trade now to
Yeah.
get Anthony Davis with losing Kyrie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
your insurance is gone. And
Okay.
without, well, let me rephrase that. With the draft picks that they have in this
sure.
draft, not getting one of the top picks
Mhm.
and losing Kyrie, they lost their leverage.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The leverage is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
They got to run back with Tatum. They can't lose Tatum now.
No, for sure. And I'm going to end things with your Hawks. Can you imagine if they were able to pull off Zion, matching him with John Collins and Trae Young?
You not understand? I had already budgeted for season
Right.
tickets.
Right. Man.
If that somehow happened, I was there.
Just
Like,
simply
yeah.
perfect landing spot for basketball reasons.
Yeah.
And now we'll never see that outside of video games.
Just excitement.
Okay.
Excitement.
Could have been worse, though. It could have been worse for the Hawks.
But I think
Could have been the Bulls. But we got the 7th pick. We top 3. Supposed to be top 3, bro. We got 7.
the Hawks are going to land a player that we talked about earlier, and it's going to help
Wesley wrong?
Wesley wrong.
I think you guys get. I think you guys get Cam Reddish and Bobo.
Who's asleep in this draft?
Bobo.
Nah,
I think Cam Reddish is.
nobody's talking about Cam Reddish. He's gonna
Yeah.
be great. We'll talk about our sleepers
Yeah.
when we have our draft. But I'm telling you, I have 2 sleepers that's gonna go in this draft. I'm gonna give one.
Here we go.
I'll give one.
Go ahead.
Jalen LeCue. I'm telling you, he's
Who?
gonna be exactly
I got one
Exactly.
too. I hold on to the show.
for sure.
Yeah,
And that
I
is-
ain't got one.
Yeah, for sure. I know you don't. But yeah, Jalen LeCue will be a player. Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. The feeling's mutual, my brother.
I know it is.
The feeling is
That's a little more
definitely
editing for you.
for sure. Nah, he
Nah, he edited that shit out.
He edited that. Yeah, for sure. That's another one, man.
good
Winners
show.
and losers, man. Fun times. Weezy, I appreciate you preparing this show. I'm happy to see you in the captain's chair again.
Hey.
Yeah, for sure.
What one calls do to you, baby?
Yeah, for sure.
I got called in the office this week, Jeff. You hear me?
I'm focused on trading block, Jay.
Jeff, I got called in the office. Do you hear me?
Focused on trading block.
Email. I got called. in the
Who
office.
trading block? Hey, who's on trading block in the NBA right now? Who's the person that's somebody that's gonna be trading? You be like, when the season starts, you be like, he gone. He gone.
Hey.
Hey, listen.
He got one of them calls.
Ooh. Upper management. You hear me? Upper management called me. Shit, who is this number?
I got the GM call. I ain't even the coach. Not even the coach call.
man.
Shout out to Josh Hart for sure.
Oh God.
And then tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe, but more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
So tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Everything paid for,
Better
baby.
than know it. Jeff,
Camera's always on.
man, the revolution
Goodness.
will be podcast. The cameraman, we are out.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. To catch up on prior episodes, visit the SoundCloud page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.